Hi, Terry here. I want to talk to you tonight about the difference between a person having multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, and the word fatigue. Fatigue is very different than just being tired or even just being exhausted. If you're tired, you're exhausted, you haven't had enough sleep, you need to get some sleep. Maybe you need to take a nap. Maybe you just need to sit and rest and be quiet and let yourself, your body, restore itself. And the next morning, when you get up after a good night's sleep, you will feel rested and capable. Fatigue with MS and PD is not like that. Fatigue is a symptom. It's a symptom. It's caused biologically by differences in your brain. When you have MS, the myelin, which is sometimes referred to as the insulation around the nerves in your central nervous system that connect your brain and your thoughts to your body parts. That myelin is damaged. It's been eaten away by your immune system, which thinks it's a foreigner. It's not, it's part of you, but your immune system misinterprets it and damages the myelin. And when the myelin is damaged, the axons within the myelin, the axons are the actual nerves, they're exposed. And when electric wiring is exposed, it short circuits, it stops or slows down or is interrupted. That's what happens to my nerves when the myelin is not doing its job insulating the axons. So the messages, the impulses that I want my brain to take to my feet telling me to walk, or my hands telling me not to drop something, or my speech telling me to talk to you, is interrupted. And sometimes I will pause and look very thoughtful, but in fact, I'm searching for a specific word that I want to use. Having fatigue is not the same as being tired. Having fatigue is something I always have. I could take 4 naps a day and still not be able to get to sleep at night, not because I've overslept, but because I can't guarantee myself a true REM sleep. And I don't take sleeping medication. That wouldn't work with other medications that I'm taking. And I'm not sure that it would even work with the damaged axons of my nerves. It's never been prescribed to me or to any other people that I know who have MS. When you're tired, you've overdone it, you need to rest. You need to allow yourself to recover, to rebuild your strength. When I try to sleep, I'm usually awake within 2 to 3 hours. Have to empty my bladder like a little kid. But that's not what necessarily prevents the REM sleep. REM sleep is your deepest sleep. It's a restorative sleep. It's when your brain has time to relax, to gather all of the input that it has received during the day and sort it out and put some of it away in the long-term memory that you will likely not forget, into the short-term memory of someone's phone number that you don't need anymore, and so it's discarded from your memory. We have different levels of memory, and that's what you do when you sleep. Your brain is sorting all of the information that you have received during the day and putting it in its proper places. I don't always know where my keys are if I don't put them in the proper place. I don't always know where my cell phone is if I just put it down on the couch or put it on a table. If I put it back inside my purse, I know where it is. But I have to be very organized to do that. And I have to be very thoughtful to be organized. So fatigue it's a really compounding symptom that interferes with everything. It affects my physical wellness. It affects my emotional wellness. It affects my cognitive wellness. I have lost cognitive skills that I once took pride in as a teacher. I had to be very organized. I had to know all of my different students' different styles. I had to know my schedule that was different every day. I had to know 100 kids' names and personalities, and sometimes try to know all of their parents' names too. Fatigue doesn't just go away because I rest. I do rest a lot. I have to rest a lot. I read somewhere that if we could categorize the amount of energy we use to do a set of tasks, people with MS and Parkinson's probably require 5 to 10 times the amount of energy that a person without those conditions would need to have to do. Someone who had a different condition than MS, she had lupus, I think. She wrote an essay trying to explain what her fatigue is like, because lupus is another one of these diseases that affects all of our processes. I forget her name. Her essay was titled "The Spoon Theory," and she explained that each of us has the equivalent of 12 spoons of energy when we get up in the morning. And I'm talking about people with MS and people without MS, or people with lupus and people without lupus. I should keep it in her vernacular. It takes 2 or 3 spoons worth of energy to get up, take a shower, and get dressed. Take another spoonful of energy to eat your breakfast. Maybe 2 spoons if you have to plan a breakfast that includes other people like your children. You have to drive to work. That takes another spoon or so. And when you get to work, you have to begin your task. That might take 2 or 3 spoons by the end of the morning, and at lunchtime, you've now used up a number of spoons just to get that far in your day, and you only had 12 spoons to begin with. And so maybe you only have 4 spoons left at lunchtime. And so you use one to prepare and eat your lunch, or to go somewhere where you'll be served lunch. And then you come back for the afternoon's work, and you're going to use another 2 spoons. And now you're down to just 1 spoon left at the end of your workday. What are you going to do with that 1 spoon worth of energy? Will you go home and make supper? Will you stop at a store and pick up supper? Will you do some laundry? Will you correct some of your students' essays? Will you do some housework? You'll have to choose one of those many things to do because you have no other spoons left. And if you borrow a spoon from tomorrow, stay up extra late, then you only have 11 spoons the next day, or whatever. So that's how she explained her fatigue to her friend. And her friend was appalled to think that she had to apportion her energy level thoughtfully throughout the day to make sure that she wasn't left sitting outside of work with no way to get back home. and unable to do anything if she did get back home. And that's why she had canceled engagements with friends, plans that were made in optimism but not able to carry out in the reality of having fatigue. So that's what fatigue is, what that means to someone with multiple sclerosis or lupus or Parkinson's disease. And I'm blessed with both of those diseases, MS and PD. And when I can't do something, it's because I truly can't do something. Not that I don't want to do something, because most often I do want to do something. It is in my nature to want to do things that benefit others as well as myself. It's my responsibility to take care of myself, to try to stay healthy, to try to eat right, to try to sleep well, although that's not in the cards for me. It's a different kind of symptom. It affects everything I do. It's responsible for everything I don't do, not for lack of wanting. That's what fatigue is. It's different than just being tired. It doesn't have a solution. It's different than just being lazy. I'm not lazy. It's different than being unmotivated. I'm very motivated, but I can't do what I want to do. So if I want to be with you and have to cancel, it's because of fatigue. And I just wanted to explain that to all of you, to let you know. There may be people in your circle of friends who are experiencing true fatigue, irreparable fatigue. It's part of MS and PD and lupus and other sorts of conditions. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I hope you will be well as you can be. I hope you take care of yourself as well as you can, and take care of others if you can do that. And I'll see you again maybe tomorrow. Be well.